We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they gonna get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm still trying to get used to this new event thing on over here, though, man, with the Facebook and StreamYard, though. But we getting there, though.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that thing to pop on up. It still ain't popped up on my end, so I can't even share it yet.
Okay. Yeah, it should be on there in just a second. I just went ahead and clicked it on now.
Nah, it's all gravy.
Man, what the week been looking like for you, man?
Bruh, busy. Still, working on tweaking stuff for the project. So I've been doing that and work, obviously. And then the fam had some sickness going on, but we back Gucci over here now.
All right. Yeah, I think for me, man, I've been doing a lot of prep this whole week, though, man. Like it's been like I think that next week is a pretty probably heavy week, though, man, because I know Landon's supposed to find out any day now that if he made the basketball team. We got voting out here next week, early voting, so I got to do that early. Took off a couple of days next week, so yeah, man, it's been real crazy, though, man. Just prepping for that, though, man. Next week should be a short week, but yeah, man, they're pretty cool.
That's what's up, bro.
Do y'all got Kroger out there, man?
Nah.
Okay. So, the kind of a big deal, man. Kroger and Albertsons. Now, Kroger had recently agreed to buy Albertsons, man. And Kroger was already the second largest grocer in the United States, though, man. I thought that was something because I stay up in Kroger's, though, man, only because their lines are always way shorter than Walmart and they're way nicer. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting when I saw that, though, bro.
Now, does Kroger have a S on it, or you just be saying that because you and your Sonic and all that junk?
I think it is just Kroger, but when I say Kroger's, I'm going to the Kroger's the store. Kroger's like possession. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Sonic's is still with an S on it though.
Okay, yeah, it really don't, y'all.
Hey, let's get this music going, man. We got a laundry list of some things that people said they got to hear what we have to say about it, man.
All right, let's get it.
Let's do it.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Try Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I find.
Listen, man, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. That way you can get the heads up whenever your boys never go live. Ace Kennedy, I meant to ask you, bro.
We need some milk.
What is let's get right into it. Something I forgot to even put on the list. Okay, so for almost the past 2 years now, the NFL seems like they've slowly been trying to get rid of Dan Snyder, the Washington Commandos owner, right?
Right.
And here lately, there's been another thing, but he was basically saying, "Listen, I ain't going out without a fight," right?
Oh yeah,
And he
that boy said
basically
he got that
said,
clip.
yeah, he said, listen, I got dirt on all y'all. I got on all you, all y'all catching cases. So apparently he didn't hire a private detective, a private investigator to go out and do some digging and find all this dirt. So my question to you is this though, bro. How do you see this going down, bro?
Man, listen, I understand, bro. When you got money, you got ways to find out things. And people been doing some strange things for change, and he finna dig it up. The thing is that he feels like they've been picking on him for a while, obviously, with the whole name change and stuff, because he never really wanted to do it. So now I get it, but it's like somebody trying to tell us to sell the Slash Brothers podcast when we're the ones that created it, we the ones that own it, and then somebody coming in and be like, no, y'all gotta change the name of y'all's podcast, or y'all gotta do this. Like, nah, we ain't going out without a fight.
Well, listen, I get that, right? But here's the thing I think this has been interesting because I think that they have been in the news because of some work related things, right? All of the things have been just based on that. But my thing is this though, bro. Wouldn't you love, maybe it's just me, and I don't want to sound messy, but I would love for them to push for him to, sell the team, right? But not just because, like, listen, I don't care. Like, to me, Dan Snyder he inherited the team from his daddy, right? So he didn't put in that kind of work, right? But I think that what I would love to see, I would love to hear, like, if he's basically said, "No, I got dirt on y'all." What? Damn it, let's see the dirt. I would love to see them say, "We gonna go ahead and we gonna move forward. We're trying to get you to sell the team." And I want to see what kind of dirt he's pulled up on these people. What kind of dirt? You think about that because recently Jerry Jones has already had the kid that was the by some outside had a side piece at some point, right? Then even outside of that, Robert Kraft, he had the whole little thing going on with the massage thing, right? And they all kept their teams. Nobody did that. So I think he said, y'all are trying to force me to. So I would just love to see what dirt he actually has on all of the owners, apparently, though, bro.
Bro, I think he still got some more emails. I think he has some audio or some stuff, bro. He got some group messages, some group text messages, some group me messages. Oh, he loaded.
Oh yeah, he gonna go Nino Brown. I want to see him go Nino Brown. Y'all ain't taking me out. I'm taking everybody down with him. This is bigger than Nino Brown. I want him to say this is bigger than Daniel Snyder. This is bigger than the Washington Commandos. Like, nah. So
I want him to say, sit your $5 million ass down before I make changes.
See, this is the thing I think that's just interesting though, right? Because here's the thing though, right? He's made money. He's probably making billions anywhere, but it's just there's a very, that NFL franchise, there's only a handful of billionaires that are owners as well of NFL teams, though, man. So that's why it's a very select club. It's why it's why you can walk down the street, and I would imagine that the average person wouldn't even know the top 25 billionaires or richest people in the world wouldn't just know their face. But you know Jerry Jones' face, right? Because everybody knows Jerry Jones' face. And I think that Daniel Snyder's is like, no, it's not. At this point, it's not even about just being a billionaire, but it's part of that billionaire club that actually owns an NFL team, though, man. So that's what I think. So I would love to see him just go ahead and say, let's pull out all the cards then. Let's
bring them out.
Yes, man. That was interesting though. I meant to add that to the list and see what you thought about that one though, man.
Yeah, how your I know you don't live out in Oklahoma, but how's it been for you with this Texas OU week, bro? Because it's been lovely on my end.
Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it a stack. No, I don't have. I only see it on Facebook. So you got the luxury of being able to let it marinate in person with people. All of mine is just, online. But I'll see somebody. I saw somebody. I think it was Jamar posted. Oh, you gonna be wearing these fire jerseys? I was just like, probably look better in that burnt orange. But maybe if y'all would have wore these, y'all would have scored a touchdown or something, though, bro. So
boys gonna look cute getting beat.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna even cap, bro. I'm kind of enjoying OU having a down year, bro.
Oh yeah,
I am.
high
I
horse.
am.
Here's my thing. Like I said, I gotta play nephew. So I obviously want him to play well always. But I'm talking about just for those OU fans that like, because this is the comment you always see, right? Now that they lost, it's like, oh, this is what OU and I mean, this is what Texas and OU been feeling like for the last decade. Like, stop. See, that's the problem right there. You don't focus on the now. You want to focus on the past.
Mhm.
That's what's y'all's problem. You can't stay on task. Focus on today, because that's what we talking about.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I mean, listen, that beef, that Texas OU beef is always gonna be there. But your beefs, you can live yours in person, and it's for the good and bad. But I think that this particular one, though, man, yeah, I only see it online, and they fell back. I think that they just like they said, oh, this was y'all been feeling the same way. How we might just have to fall back and concede and say, all right, y'all got us again. They doing the same thing. So my beefs are only online beefs, so bro.
Now, speaking of beef, what about that Nicki and Lotto beef, bro?
My gosh. Okay. I feel this okay. I almost feel this is gonna sound great. I make it no secret that I hold Nicki Minaj in the highest regards, right? I think she's the GOAT, female MC. And I would even go as far as to say, you can argue that male or female, you can make the argument that Nicki may even be top 50, top 25 to some people, right? Rappers of all time, male or female, right? But with that being said, man, I think that in this one, I think that she's on the wrong side of this argument. Now, she did say some stuff that I thought that was pretty dope.
Right.
So
It's the extra stuff that she said that basically shut her comment to a little.
So she said that, hey, this is how Lotto got into it. Now, I think that all year long, Nicki has been doing these subs. Now, listen, I don't get into this. Is the thing that's funny. I never get on Twitter unless somebody said, "Oh, you got to go on Twitter to look at this specifically." But I don't just hang out. I don't scroll through Twitter at all like that. So the Twitterverse and everything like that, it's still foreign to me, right? But I think that Lotto said, "Yo, you've been like doing these sub tweets about me for a good part of this whole year. Since around March is when I can kind of say." And she basically said, "I've came to your DMs," not to put something like that because I do hold you in that high regards. But recently, Nicki said, hey, you know what? I think that for them to move my song, Freaky Girl, or Super.
Hold on. You can't forget the key part what she said, though. She said, the reason why I came to you, because I give you respect because you the same age as my mama.
No. I wasn't gonna get to that part yet. I wasn't gonna get to that part. That was one thing because she didn't say you the same age. She said, you older than my mama. You literally older than my mama, which I was just like, when she said that, I'm going to tell you where I'm going with that. So this is what's funny. So she said, hey, if my song isn't even nominated for best rap category, then shouldn't Big Energy also be one of those? Now, mind you, Lotto's been saying you've been coming at me all year, and I've been giving you the pass because you're the OG. And part of it makes me think she's been giving Nicki the old folks pass, right? She's the same way how you and I, we let some older folks slide with some things that maybe somebody our age, you clap at them and clap strong, right? And that's where I thought when she added that, like, yo, she said, you're literally, now listen, I don't know how, listen, Nicki got to be like 41. I gotta go to. We don't got the research department on tap today, but Nicki is 30. Okay, wait a minute, golly, Nicki is 39, right? So Nicki is 39.
She's close to 40.
She's close to 40. She'll be 40. And listen, just realize that makes sense why she cold because she is a Sagittarius. Her birthday is 2 days after mine, December 8th. Okay, so listen, man. So she's 30. So let's say Lotto gotta be, she can't be 20. She's 23.
And Nicki talk about she looking like she about 40.
Listen, man, Lotto is like 23. Like I'm thinking like Lotto, wait a minute now. If Nicki is 39, that means that Nicki is 16 years older than Lotto. So Lotto mama must be had her when she was like 15 years old. That's besides the point, though, right? But I think that this is the one thing I think. So Lotto in their conversations that they had between them two, Lotto did express like, listen, I've always talked about how appreciative I am of what you did to open these doors and whatnot, right?
And you're a dream collab.
And you're a dream collab, right? But I think that what I also said is that what I also appreciate about what Lotto said, she said there are a lot of new rappers who are flourishing, and you don't acknowledge that like that, right? And the part that I think that I think this is weird to me, a weird position for me with Nicki is that, like, I understand that Nicki is the OG, like Nicki is the blueprint for how all the rappers, the female rappers, are to look. After her, it's like this is the mold, right? And so I think that what I believe is just weird about that is that Nicki might feel like I should be so above y'all that it's me and there's everybody else, and I get it. But I think that it's almost like it feels like Nicki's turned into that old man. Don't walk on my grass. Kind of like she is like almost like how sometimes when I found that I didn't listen to the new rappers because I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I think that Nicki is coming across like an old bitter rapper though, bro. And it could be that, you know, maybe Nicki is seeing all these new rappers come in and her clock, that window is just starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller though, bro. But I felt like Nicki was just seeing her prime and that window just slowly escaping, and Lotto is being nominated for awards that she used to be nominated for.
Well, she just saying, like, look, if you're not gonna put us in the rap category, if you're putting me in the pop category, and then you're putting me in the same category with like a Harry Styles and stuff like that, you're basically lessening my chances of winning. So again, all of that stuff was fine, but once you name her song and drag her in it, and then try to say like, oh, you didn't hit me up for features and this, that, and the other, and then saying she looked old and that you ain't never hit me up when you ain't never congratulated me on nothing. Like all of that stuff is real petty from Nicki.
It is very petty. Now listen, I'm not gonna lie. Lotto does look a lot older than 23, bro.
Yeah, but still though, man, like you sitting up here, your argument is you sitting up here saying all this stuff about black women, but you cutting down another black woman.
I feel terrible because I feel terrible and just agreeing with Nicki like that though, man. But like if I would have saw Lotto, I'm gonna be honest. I think that Lotto, listen, I think Lotto is gorgeous. Don't have Brittany Rowe jumping on my back about this either though, but I think Lotto is gorgeous though, man. But I still think that if somebody told me Lotto was 30, I would believe it. But then they even still though, man, that's Nicki also, they could pass for the same. I still think Nicki looked it, but listen, I just think that part of this is like I saw that Nicki also said on one of her lives, she said that she feels like there is an agenda, right? An agenda to get rid of black female rappers, right? And that's partly due to the introduction to more rappers of different cultures or classifying rappers as different things, right? We talk about that all the time, like how they classify Lizzo as a rapper when I think that she's more of a singer. Doja Cat, like what do you put her at and everything like that. But she was also saying that she feels like there is an agenda. And when I hear that though, bro, it's just like I'm just like, are you saying that now because you ain't as hot now? Right? I just think that it's like it feels like, I don't know, man. But Lotto, I think, listen, Lotto isn't. I used to think that Nicki Minaj was for everybody. Like if you entertained female rap, Nicki Minaj was that. But I know some people who don't particularly care for Lotto. But then you got the Brittany Rose who love Lotto like some people love Nicki Minaj. And so I don't know, bro.
But I just couldn't see like when Usher was out doing this thing, right? I can't see him hating on like division or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree.
I like I said, Nicki is looking at them as competition, so she treats them like competition. But when you say stuff like, I thought you would be more so looking at that as a compliment when you like, oh, y'all using my blueprint. You coming in with the pink hair.
Yes, you coming out with the shape. I
Right.
mean, like you
But
can
isn't
look
that a
at her.
compliment though?
It should be. It should be like you look at that. And listen, man, I told Neek this before, right? Because she runs into a scenario often within what she does. I can, and maybe there are other people who do what she does, but when she started, there were very few to none. And I think that she's found along the way that there are people who she has to be careful about her platform, because there are people who are just basically coming in and said, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing, or some people that are copying the format. They may be copying, they might not necessarily copy her content. Some of them do, but some of them are basically saying, well, I'm gonna copy your foundation. I'm gonna try to copy your blueprint and apply it to what I'm doing. And I told her it's the sincerest form of flattery, right? And I just think that for me, I wish Nicki would look at the Lottos, the Glorrillas, the Nicki Minaj's, the same way that Migos look at everybody who raps like them afterwards. Everybody who has their style, everybody who they influence, she should look at them like that. And I think, but they admitted that it took them a long time to get to that point because it was competitive, right? You telling me that this person is the new hot thing and their hotness is based off of my blueprint.
Right. But then that just means you just gotta go harder. Like you like it's almost like it took T-Pain a minute, right? Because T-Pain used to complain about it all the time. Like, y'all basically copying my style, doing this with, until T-Pain realized, like, yeah, y'all are copying me, but y'all don't sound as dope as I do. And I think that was the thing that you got to get to. You got to get to that point.
See, this is the one thing I could say about this is the one thing that I would love to see. So, like, it almost makes so like we've seen Nicki. She's collabed with Bia. She's collabed with Megan as well. Megan's like one of the few people who've collabed with her and Cardi. But I think that you don't see, you see her collab with a lot of dudes and everything like that with guest verses though, man. And I could be wrong, but I'm just like sitting here thinking like, all right, you know what, man? I don't see Nicki just jumping out the window to work with some of these new artists, new female artists though, man. And I just kind of wondered if a lot of that like bitterness is there though, bro, because look,
you see Drake doing it. Drake get out there
Drake collabs with all the new artists, like, and listen,
and it ain't stopping his shine.
Cardi B does the same thing. Glorilla, right, is the new hot female rapper, right? And I think that Cardi B jumped on her song, and I think that Cardi is just kind of like it's nothing at all. It's not a blow to what I have going on over here, but it just low key feels like since Nicki Minaj isn't the hottest in terms of right now, that she is looking at somebody else's hottest, almost like it's a shot to her all-time greatness to me. And it's like, we know you're all-time great, but they're riding the wave of who's hot right now. And I think that she's never had to worry about that because for a 10, 15-year period, she was all you had. And so now it's become more competitive. So when she says that she thinks that that she feels like there's an agenda to get rid of black rappers, it's just like, let's get back to why you ain't just had this hot song that we've been waiting for, that all these other female rappers seem to be catching that you ain't got yet though, man. So I don't know. I felt bad that she even went there though, man.
Especially when, like, even though the song that she has out is getting all the accolades that it's getting,
I didn't think it was that hot though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what I was about to say. It's not. It might be getting the critical acclaim success, but the listener success outside of the barbs, it's not like one of her greatest. It's not like when you playing Nicki's top hits that you finna play that.
Listen, no, not at all. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think that all of the other girls, the new girls, female rappers, though, man, I think all of them are getting their just. I think that all of them are getting everything that they work for because, like I'm saying, though, Lotto came a long way from that Jermaine Dupri reality show, The Rap Game. I think that Cardi B, she always talks about her grind on a mixtape and, for her to do Bodak Yellow to get to that point and to be this Cardi B that she is. I think that Glorilla is the same. I think that all of them have organically came up, and I think that it's been grind. Megan has been doing her thing for some. It took Megan some years to do her thing before she actually became this Megan. By the way, she's gonna be on Saturday Night Live. I think she's the musical guest on Saturday Night Live or one of those shows tonight. I think on NBC. But
Okay.
and again, like I think she said that they're trying to get rid of female rappers, black female rappers. I think the exact opposite. I think that there's never listen. If we want to be honest, I think that I can make the argument that there's never been a time where there's been more variety in female rappers, black female rappers at that. Tell me a time in hip hop where you had as much variety as people
Didn't,
who you
because
consider
it
are
was
top.
the way the society went. It was only room for one, which is why the tail end of the Nicki Cardi beef was there, because it's like you know Cardi was like, why does it have to be one? Like, you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be one.
Well, think about this though. Think about this though. At one point, right? So there was Lil Kim and Foxy, and they were the Nicki and Cardi. And when I say that, I think there were others, but I'm talking about the top billing for female rappers at the time. And then you had other, and I say them, their content's similar, right? Similar styles from very much New York, right? But then even when you had Eve coming along, I think when Eve came along, it was probably going toward the latter years of Lil Kim still being hot. And so even when Eve was doing her thing, it was still, then it was Eve, Lil Kim, Foxy, and then even when the Lauryn Hill album was popping, it was just Lauryn did so much singing. Missy Elliott also did so much singing that the rappers, when you talk about, like, when you want to go back as far as Yo-Yo and go back as far as Queen Latifah, I'm talking about not just that they made good music, but I'm talking about when they were making hit records that could be chart topping records, topping male artists. Though I think that right now probably is, I think that this to me is the golden era of female rappers, because I think that now female rappers are getting more of the look than any other time.
I feel that. But yeah, I definitely think just some of the comments Nicki said is making the other stuff that was good just get overshadowed, because now you beefing with another female.
Hey, listen, man, talk about golden era beefs, right? Talk to me about this Diddy beef. Because listen, I left on the Diddy beef when Diddy said Mace owed him like $3 million. Set this up for me though, bro.
So he went on Breakfast Club and he talked about, they basically, the Breakfast Club was trying to ask him about, they basically said they were asking him a question, but in the midst of the question, they basically insinuated like, Diddy, you don't be paying your artists. And so he's like, hold up. Y'all not finna just be dragging my name like that. Like, y'all ain't gonna keep just putting it out there like I don't be paying people. Like, nah, that ain't even it. Like, he was like, I got receipts. He said, as a matter of fact, I'm in my phase of love, but at the same time, I still need to clear my name so that when I'm trying to do my thing with other artists, that there's no perception that I don't pay my people. Like, at the end of the day, he said, I have receipts for everything. So all the people that owe me money, like, nah, I got the receipts for it. And so they was asking him about Mace, and he's like, yeah, Mace owed me like $3 million. And so he said, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with Mace. Like, look, I don't need him coming out saying this. At the end of the day, I got receipts. So unless you got some receipts showing that he said, if there's anybody that I owe, right? If you got the receipts, because there's accounting stuff, so accounting things can happen. So if you got the receipts that I owe you some money, you will have your money within 24 hours. That's what he basically said. He said, but other than that, miss me with all that, because I got the receipts on my end on who owes me what or whatever. And he said the boy Mace owe me $3 million.
Now the $3 million, I think that the $3 million basically came as an advance that he gave for Mace for an album that he didn't put out. Right. So that, I don't think that Mace ever even came back to dispute that specific claim, right?
Yeah, but he was also, Mace was hurt feelings too about the whole, being a fake pastor and getting over on these people. He said, but y'all want to let him, put some shame on the God's name. He said, but then, we ain't talking about him scamming these people with him being a fake pastor, that type of stuff. So, Mace clapped back, in a just the Instagram rant or whatever. But then he came, put on the pastor glasses, bro, and he had some stuff to say, and basically was like, look, I know some people didn't agree with some of the things and how I said it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna just let people keep putting my name out there. He said, but when it comes to Diddy, like, look, man, you got stuff in your mama's name, so how you gonna have receipts, but the business is in your mom's name? Like, stop. What you miss me with all of that. So them two just been going back at it. But Diddy ain't done beefing, bro. Diddy got beef with some other people.
Listen, who does Diddy? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm over the Diddy makes beef. Like, it's so that whole thing was a conversation for over 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Over 20 years ago was that was done. And listen, I look at it like this. Here's the one thing that I would say, right? When you sign a contract, right? If I sign a deal, right, I'm not gonna just say, hey, Ace, I got this record offer from Bad Boy. Ahmad, right? Got to call you by the government on this one. Take a look at this and let me know what you think. You gonna say what?
Let my lawyer look at it.
There you go. So when you sign something, it's saying, like, you can't say I'm stealing money from something that you signed. Like,
you had a choice.
You have a choice. Like, if you say, hey, this is the contract that I'm offering you as a new artist, and these are the terms of the agreement that you want to sign with me, right? I think that what happens is that it's one thing that you sign those contracts as a new artist. You don't know what happened. Game always talks about that he signed a new artist deal with G Unit, right? So he wasn't making that much money. 50 was making way more money. That's just how it works, right? But I think that the part that makes it a little different for me when it comes to that whole thing is that once you are now the second album in, or even your first album, you starting to make more money, and then you're starting to figure out, well, where exactly are all these dollars going that I'm not seeing, basically. And then when you say that somebody's your man's, and you say this is your brother, and you don't feel like your brother's taking care of you in that particular way, I guess I can see why you would say that, but it still doesn't change the fact that business-wise, this is what this contract said that you would get paid, and these are the provisions under that.
Well, here's the other thing May said, that he was like, and then you want to sit up here and say, if any artist, if they still owe you, to hit you up, he said, okay, well, let me ask Black Rob. He said, oops, can't do that because he's
he did.
Yeah, he said, let me ask Craig Mack. Oops, can't ask him because he ain't here. Like, he was naming all these people that is already done passed or whatever. Black Rob and these folks. So it was just like, man, like,
I get that though, man. But listen, there are people, there are artists. I would have to say, let me hear what Faith Evans has to say. Let me hear what Total has to say. Let me hear what 112 has to say. And he said that he has his whole thing sorted out with the locks. But then again, the locks issue was with contracts. It said this is what we signed for. And my thing is that you can't, if you want to do business with me, these are the terms that I want to do business with you. And when you sign for that, that's that to me. Now, if you want to get out of that, if you think change, that's different. But it doesn't change the fact that we presented you with paperwork, and the paperwork, we would suggest that you would have a lawyer read over this. And when you signed it, someone said this is a good deal or this is standard or not. And I get it though, man. You start to when you start selling records, I can see how that changes though, from when you are a starving artist just trying to get on. But once you become famous, and then now you're actually trying to follow the coin, it's just like, all right, bro, I can see, but it doesn't. I don't know, man. I've never heard anyone besides the Locks who said on the Raping You records, right? I've never heard anybody say specifically, right? This is what Diddy did. This is the money that he owed me, or this is how I feel like he wronged me. I've never heard.
I've more so heard Baby have issues with paying artists than Diddy.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. And see the thing, and that's another thing, right? The thing that got me is this, though, right? The part that I got with Birdman, and I don't know if what's been proven with Birdman, but the fact that Juvenile left because of money, because of Manny Fresh, who I believe was the vice president. And then when Wayne had his issues, I just feel like, well, damn, if Wayne has any grievances with it, then I'm just like, well, who wouldn't? So let's just say if everybody else was lying, right? The fact that Wayne even said something that was along the lines of what everybody else said, it's just like, all right, bro, you can't say put some respect on my name after your person who said the only hot boy that stayed down, that stood still, I got a good deal. Well, if you don't actually have a good dog, if Wayne don't have a good deal, who will?
Facts.
But I've never heard Drake, I've never heard Nicki say anything about it.
It's because they signed the Young Money though.
But either way, though, Young Money is still a subsidiary and signed through Cash Money.
It is, but I'm sure that's what I'm saying though. Wayne probably took care of his artists, even though that's under that umbrella. It's still Young Money though. So I think they had their stuff structured right.
But here's the thing though. Drake, this is the thing about it. Drake's deal was over and he chose to re-up his deal with them, right? So it's like, all right, how bad could it really be if Drake re-upped his deal after it expired? He could have went anywhere else. He could have had anything. He had, I'm sure, a plan. He could have stayed independent and probably would. But like, come on, man. Like that's stuff like that is what made me think about when you say people stealing money or not paying you. Jacquees hasn't said anything about that. I haven't seen. I've never heard Young Thug say. And Rich Homie Quan say they was never paid by Birdman. I think all of them have said that he did the right thing by it.
Well, you're not gonna hear Jacquees say nothing because he a king, bro.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, bro. I just boy. I'm just always leery about that though, man. Like you think about that though, right? If we sign somebody today, right? And let's just say we sign somebody and we say, hey man, this is what we doing, bro. We gonna sign a deal with you. And part of our deal with you is that for us, we gonna do all your marketing, we gonna do everything. And even if let's say we're independent, right? Independently, we're saying, listen, bro, we want to basically say, all right, you know what? We're going to do a 60-40 split where even though you're the artist, right, you're going to be able to get you're going to own your masters and everything like that. But when it comes to, the payouts though, bro, it's going to be 60-40. Let's just say if we say you get the 60%, right, and we get 40%, right, and we're still the label, we're still distributing music, we're still doing the production, we still want to be generous and give you 60%, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's all fine and dandy until that hits $10 million, right? And then $10 million, and you saying, well, you only keeping $6 million. Now you looking at me like, I paid you $4 million. Like, no, this is what we agreed to, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's a lot of that though, bro. And I think that when you have that, it's almost like when somebody has an independent deal, and you say, oh, well, I get, independently. It used to be back in the day, if you were getting 30%, you know what I'm saying? You making $3 off of every record that you was doing it back in them TVT deals, right? Yeah. But I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, bro, we can't stay there, man. We got to get back to Diddy's beefs, bro, because he also has some beef with Ye. And, Ye obviously has been in the news for a bunch of different stuff. So, Breakfast Club interview, Diddy basically said, I was about to release these shirts that basically was talking about Ye. I was going to drop them on this day, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, but then Ye comes out with the White Lives Matter shirts, so I had to put that on pause. And so, them two was going back and forth, and of course, just like in typical Ye fashion, he releases the conversation, and he basically said, like, look, he brought up the whole Jewish community thing, and so that was, and so Diddy was basically like, oh, bro, send me the address, like I'll pull up, and Kanye was baiting him, like, look, he said, no, you want me to send you the address so that you can basically do this illegal activity to me. And it's just like, okay. And Diddy was like, no, it's all love, bro. Just send me the address.
I'm over Kanye, bro. I don't even listen, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I don't care to even talk about Kanye. And listen, the only thing that but since we brought it up, I'm gonna say this. I think we talked about it last week. The only thing that I can say is that I do understand from his standpoint. He's basically saying that the Jewish community he's always thought that the Jewish community would try to cancel him or whatever, right? I do also I do question why when someone makes an anti-Semitic comment, right, that it's the worst thing that you can say, right? And if you are in Kanye and you want to say white lives matter the same way that you want to say, well, you know why? Because all lives matter, right? So then that means that all disrespect should be on the same level as well, right? So if you're saying that you find if the people who felt offended by the anti-Semitic comments, they should have been as equally offended as Kanye wearing a White Lives Matter shirt or whatever it is. Like have that across the board. But other than that, though, man, like I'm over. I am over trying to even justify,
I don't know.
trying
It's no
to
justification,
understand,
but stuff is
explain
finally,
his action.
stuff is finally hitting the fan for him though, because you got so they ended up suspending his accounts because he basically said, "Look, I'm a little tired right now, but in the morning I'm going DEF CON 3, not DEFCON, but DEF CON 3." And he basically was like, he gonna, and basically saying like him being black, then that makes him Jewish and this, that, and that. Like he was saying all kind of stuff. So they ended up shutting him
Now
on down.
listen, DEF CON, just so the people who don't, DEF CON is a term that the armed forces use, right? That just says this is, our level of defense being ready. There's defense conditions, right?
Which
And something like
3
that.
is in the middle, so it ain't even the most extreme. But either
Oh my
way,
God. So
yeah.
maybe, yeah, because I thought that there was oddly enough, I only remember 3 or the DEFCON terms when it came to the old Cuban Missile Crisis from way back.
Yeah, but either way, bro, it still was whack, right? But the other part of it though, they still shut his stuff down. But even so, Chase basically told him, Chase Morgan, the bank basically said, "Look, bro, we ain't doing nothing with Yeezy brand no more. Like you got until the 22nd of November to get your money and put it somewhere else."
Listen, I think it is funny too because to Mark's point, just recently Diddy was honored at the doggone BET Awards, Lifetime Achievement, basically, and he had Kanye do it. And then Kanye basically was like, Diddy was my man, Diddy was my mentor. And this is my thing, bro. If you would very easily burn somebody who you would call a mentor, somebody who you would call a brother, nah, it just tells me the kind of person you are. Because my thing is that the people who I use those words to, like getting police involved between something that's between me and my brother, it's no going back at that point. At that point, it's never, it's almost like Draymond calling KD. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro, we can't. And I don't know how they all kikiing and buddy after the Olympics and everything like that. But it would never be the same.
Yeah, new generation. But for Kanye, bro, they always just be like, "Oh yeah, that's just Kanye."
I can't give him the pass on that. Yeah, I can't. But listen, I thought you were gonna say Diddy's beef. I thought you were gonna bring up 50 Cent. I got a question for you though, right?
We already brought that up though.
No. This is different though. This is different.
All right.
Okay, so look. So 50 Cent has his son, right? I think his name is like Marquise. Little boy looks just like 50, right? And he always talk about how 50 was never there. Basically, was just calling him a deadbeat. I think at one time his son or 50's baby moms moved to Atlanta or something like that. And he said, all you did was send your child appointed $6,700 a month in child support, right? So, but he said, but that's it. You ain't do nothing, right? And so here's what I'm just kind of wondering though, bro. $6,700 a month, bro. Maybe he's basically saying $6,700 a month is nothing, right? He said it's child support. And mind you, it sounds like he's asking for child support now, but 50 Cent's son now is 25 years old. But here's my thing. He's basically saying that $6,700 is just something that, it's pennies basically. Now maybe pennies compared to what 50's sitting on, right? But here's my thing though, bro. I don't deal with them peoples when it comes to child support, but $6,700, bro. How far is $6,700 going?
Depends on the type of lifestyle you were into in the beginning, because my thing is that first of all, it's not spousal support.
Facts.
It's child support, right?
Okay.
And I get it. Somebody who has been in the child support system, like in Oklahoma, is just strictly money and money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's basically how much you make, when are your overnights, and when are your overnights, and it's a calculation, and boom, this is what the total is. So if that's what the total was, that's what the total was. Because here's the thing, right? Even in my situation, at the end of the day, I give my child support. Obviously, my situation is different from 50 of them, but my kids still, if my kids needed something additional from the money, then they get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I don't have a relationship with you, if you're not trying to have a relationship with me, then okay, you might just get what is court ordered, because if we had a relationship, whatever you needed, you would have it. But the fact that you trying to man up and be like, nah, it's about money with you because it was about money with your mama, then now you probably just only gonna get what's owed you. That's it.
See, I'm thinking that if you lived in Atlanta, though, man, let's just say hypothetically, if you just talk about half that, right? Half that in Atlanta, bro. You talking about gated community. You talking about possibly $1 million house, and you also are talking about if you wanted to stretch it. I mean, the price of a Bentley, $2,500 a month. So you still talking a very good lifestyle. So it's almost like I see that a lot of times 50's son is like, bro, people are looking at him like, bro, like don't act like 6,700 isn't a cushy lifestyle, because that's just what he's paying, right? Then it's not even what else you got going on. But I think it's crazy because he recently came at 50 was like, yo, you can have the 6,700 back. He said, but my thing is that what about all the things that you didn't do as a dad, which I get. He was like, all of them taking you to the barbershop, riding the bike, learn to tie the shoes, all the things that, that kids would want us, that you would like to see. Your dad taught me this. So he's just like, my dad didn't teach me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So nothing about that $6,700, regardless of how much you think it is, if it's a lot, or nothing. He was like, the experiences though is that, and so I was just like, bro, but 50 and his son have had a beef, and when I say beef, they've been going, it's been heated for as long as, I think that his son was like maybe 15 years old was the first time I saw that they had like some kind of differences though, man. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I get that, man. But at the end of the day, that's the stuff that's public, like that he's putting out publicly, when we don't know the whole situation, because a lot of times parents can very easily manipulate these kids, and then you think you're growner than you are and don't know why things a certain way. A lot of times women use this situation as a weapon, like if you're being force fed information and you don't know the ins and outs of stuff, that's the part that you don't necessarily get sometimes.
Right.
But bro, look, we got a little bit left. Let's get into this. Everybody's been talking about this whole Russ versus the Lakers. I'm sure you see the video. My boy Russ is out, trying to do his warm up, do his thing, but then the team decide they want to get together and have a meeting, and Russ still doing his warm up, trying to get ready for the game, and the internet explodes in this ever-ending saga of Russ versus the Lakers. What's your thoughts on this, bro?
Hey man, I don't care what. Listen. I understand Russ's explanation, but Russ trying to get up out of there, man. He's trying to get up out of there, bro. I think that he just. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it first.
It's easy, bruh. Russ don't do no wrong. Russ was trying to get ready for the game. He done been to practice. He done ran through the plays. He know what's going on. He don't need no rah-rah before the game. You know what I'm saying? Russ don't do no wrong. Russ was getting ready, doing his normal routine. They know his routine. They don't interrupt LeBron when he's doing his, they don't interrupt him. But now all of a sudden, Russ want to get out here and do his normal routine he been doing for the last 14, 15 years or however long he been in the league. And now they got something to say. Nah.
He could have
Russ,
listen. It was very much a one-off, right? I don't think that they said, "Hey, we're gonna purposely do this in Russ's in the middle of his routine." That I guess my thing is, I'm very much a creature of habit, right? And I'm very much a person of routine. I don't know how important it is for Russ to go through his same routine. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that I do think that it's the one that got me the most was the explanation that he gave of how it looked when they cut to the camera where Patrick Beverly is trying to get everybody to come into a huddle real quick. And Russ is just over here like, no, I'm about to line up for the. And it looked like he said, man, y'all can go over there if y'all want to. I'm about to go ahead and sit here and box out on this thing. And Russ is like, yeah, if you look at the cut, what it doesn't show you is me talking to one of the other coaches and having the conversation, blah, 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 not knowing what was going on. So I think that it's crazy though, bro. But either way, like I said, I think that Russ is just, I don't know, bro. He out of there. There's no way that Russ lasts through the All-Star break, bro.
Hey, I can't call it, bro. All I know is, like I told you, I'm sticking to my guns. If the Lakers get rid of Russ, I hope they lose every game that they play.
He's supposed to listen. He is supposed to be coming off the bench. They're experimenting with that tonight. Yeah. Crazy because he has something like 2,000 starts, right? That's the third longest streak in active in the NBA, though, right? So I think that that's going to be crazy, though, man. I think that it doesn't matter to me how well Russ does. If he come off the bench and he scores 40, I don't think he'll ever see himself as like a Jamal Crawford and say, I'm a role player like that. I think that he's going to be like, nah, I'm out, bro.
Yeah, y'all going to have to trade me because this ain't what I signed up for. It ain't what y'all brought me over here for. You ain't paying me $47 million for this. So
yeah, I don't know. Russ is out of that. Like I understand what his explanation was. I don't believe him, bro. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Yes, he said it.
Yeah, but I think that Russ just needs to. Russ is done, bro. Russ is gonna put them in a position, bro, to where they gonna end up sitting Russ at home, though. I want to see Russ. I just want to see Russ actually playing, though, right? For good or bad, I think that he is. I think that he still is a top NBA talent, right? But I think at the same time, though, bro, I don't want Russ to get where they John Wall him, right? Where they send him home, and then or even worse, Luol Deng him, right? Where Luol Deng was getting paid to not. He got paid for 2 years that he never even stood up in the NBA.
Russ would buy himself out of the contract or something like that happen, bro. Russ is going to play.
I don't think he is. I don't think. Listen, I think Russ is like I want every single penny of my money.
Well, look, man. Somebody else who back in, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else who back in the news again. They say the boy Deshaun Watson, bro, got a new case on him, bro.
I've been told you, man. When it comes to Deshaun Watson, it wouldn't. Listen. Okay. Here's the thing. How many women came out?
It was like what, 66?
Okay, so if it's 66 that came out, he's actually done this at least 66 more times.
Right. At the same time, though, here's the other thing that nobody wants to say. Out of all of the women that have expressed, what they feel, some of them, it was consensual.
Okay.
So and I'm not saying that this new one isn't, because, they said all the right things, like, she was traumatized and, now she wants to come forward, but whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But here's the thing. The NFL has already given their verdict as far as the punishment, so they can't double jeopardy him. You know what I'm saying? So now it's if I'm Deshaun Watson, or let me ask you this: if you Deshaun Watson, based on everything that's going on, you fighting this one or you paying this one off too?
You got to pay this one off too. If you did the other ones, you got to go ahead and pay them off. And here's the thing I think that's crazy. My thing is that the timing, right? I would imagine, right, that this woman, if she's coming out now, I think that she's. I could be wrong, and I don't want to seem like I'm just insensitive to if she is truly a victim, bro. But I think that she's coming out now because I think that she probably thought something like, ain't no way this gonna ever get through.
So
Ain't
let
no
me
way
ask
they're
you
gonna
this
get
though.
broke off. I think it may be like a low-key money grab, bro.
I was just about to say, is there anything in you that thinks maybe I seen these other women get paid and let me get
I
paid?
think that I believe so. And here's the bad part. It's not at all that I don't think that what she says allegedly happened, whether it did or not, it could very well be true. But I think that coming forward, after everybody that got broke off, I think that she was like, well, it feels like, I'm not gonna say that's what it feels like. She was thinking, well, damn, if y'all getting these checks, I'm about to go ahead and get broke off also. So I don't know, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to,
Because the way they trying to say it is that basically he asked her for the cakes and she settled for munching the cakes, and then so he gave her 300 for that, but then her original fee was like 115 an hour.
Oh, so she, well, hold on, I don't know a lot about her. Was she a prostitute or something?
Nah, she was a massage therapist, but he
So-
asked her to get the cakes, and then they settled for oral sex, and so he paid her 300, and
Hold
then
on him or him on her?
I think him on her,
So he ate the cooter.
yeah, for 300, and then
she's
her massage fee was 115 an hour.
so wait a minute. What was this man doing to make her sue him after he ate the cooter?
I mean, the way she tried to say it was like, look, if she was distraught, like she, you know, she basically like, look, he forced her to do it. That's what basically she's trying to say. Because I guess when he asked for the cakes and he said no, or she said no, then he renegotiated for that, and she almost felt like she had to do something or she wasn't gonna be able to leave. That's the way they're portraying it. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't. See, that's the thing, bro. I just don't want to seem like I'm being insensitive to her because
we weren't there, so we just speculated.
we wasn't there. But I mean, if she just felt like I realistically think this dude is gonna try to rape me, so this is a softer negotiation. I don't know. I don't know what she could have been thinking at that time, though, bro. But it just, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I can't even say nothing about that.
I feel. It's just we just talking about what's in the news. That's
I
it.
just think that
we don't know her name. Like we ain't
I
putting
don't know her
nobody's name out there.
name.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying
talking
though,
about what's
man.
out there. Yeah.
If you made him a munch, ain't that what the new girls? Ain't that what the girls say? She made him a munch.
I guess I don't.
They say he was munching.
I ain't heard that one yet.
You ain't never heard spice ice?
Nah, I ain't heard that one.
Oh, you thought I was feeling you? You a munch. You didn't heard that song before. Oh my
Bro,
God.
when you're artist mode, you'll be listening to nothing. Bro, I ain't listening to nothing really new since we was talking about stuff.
Oh my gosh, bro. I hate the song so bad, but they play it all the time. And I still hate it, even though they play it all the time, though, man. But I hear it everywhere, though, man. But yeah. But if he just munched, I'm just thinking, like, bro, like, what was you doing that you'd have made this woman sue you after, you know what I'm saying, you didn't ate the cooter, bro? I don't know. That's tough, man. I don't want to sound too insensitive to the mental state that this chick could have been in when it happened, though, bro. So I can't say, bro.
Nah, I feel that, bro. I feel it. Lastly, before we go, bro, we ain't saying nothing about 45, man.
What's up with him? 45,
bro. They said they finna send him the joint. They gonna send him the subpoena to talk to him formally.
Oh man, listen. I don't really know. Okay, put it like this.
Yeah, they said they formally finna have the converse, like having the conversation on record, bro.
Man,
You ain't see that one?
I didn't see that when I'm looking on.
Yeah.
I'm looking on here now. Man. I said DOJ formally appeals appointment of the Mar-a-Lago special master. The department argued that the judge who granted Trump's abused her discretion. Yeah, I didn't see that though, man. But listen, I don't know. I don't know what he's obligated to say. I don't know how much he actually has to disclose. So I don't know, man. I don't know what I think about that, man.
It's a step it's a step in the right direction though, as far as like holding him accountable for the January 6th stuff.
Okay, so listen, is this still there's still part this at the end of the day? I guess my thing is that I just don't know if there's anything at all that would make him not eligible to run for election, right? So that's the big thing. I think that I don't know what does, and I think that they're trying to put papers on him that would prevent that, though, man. So
I mean, at the end of the day, though, you still incited this insurrection. So
I agree, but
so
it's just I think that it's if you, I think that they want to. I think that they want to try to put criminal charges on him that I don't think that they'll ever sit in front of the judge. Yeah, I don't think they will make it stick.
But here's the thing though. You still don't stop doing what you're doing, even if you don't think that they're gonna stick, you still need to attempt to do everything that you're doing because you can't just the dude done had documents at Mar-a-Lago, like
I gotta know. This is my thing. I gotta know why did you have the documents and what were you intended? I gotta know that part, right?
Oh, that's the other thing. You heard. Oh, that's the other thing, bro. They got footage from Mar-a-Lago, from his cameras of them moving the boxes. So his own security footage is used against him of them moving the stuff. That was the new stuff that came out too, bro.
This is my thing. Okay. All right. So I don't know how much would be charged against him criminally, but my thing is this though. I think that the only thing that could come of this is how much dirt can you uncover and make public before the elections, right? Because then to me, you could, in theory, paint the picture that this dude's a traitor, right? And that on top of all the other criminal things and the tax related things that you've always wanted that we put out there on him, this one though could be the one that tops it. But I just don't know criminally what would stick, what falls under the discretion of the president and everything like that. But I don't know, man.
Still gotta try.
Gotta try. Yeah, but that's my big thing though, bro. I think that it's just putting out as much information before the elections, though, bro. But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop his supporters from voting.
Of course not. They're going to think this is still a witch hunt. This is still the Dems trying to come after him. Like, we get it. We heard all of this stuff before.
Yeah. I think that it's just that the two. I think that the people who are on the fence, it's just more added things for you to really question why you would vote for somebody who would, if they were painting him for treason, right? Like if you trade as a traitor, that right there is like, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, what you got up for the weekend, bro?
Listen, excited. As soon as I wrap up here, though, man, I'm sliding on out to shoot. Got my brothers that I'm linking on up with, man, and so I'm shooting my joint there today. And this weekend, though, man, doing some more house hunting. So I'll be looking around at some cribs, though, bro. What about you?
Bro, gonna be watching them horns play at 11. We watching them horns play. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to see my boy Ewers back out there.
Yes,
I'm gonna link up with some family this weekend, man. So I'm really excited about that. And I got some music stuff going on this weekend. So, of course, I'll hip y'all to the game once I know more information. But yeah. Definitely gonna be watching them horns play. Definitely gonna link up with some fam, and then got some music stuff that I'm dipping into.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, man, I think that we had a whole lot to cover. And it looks like based on my list, we ran through just about everything, though, man. Can we get that music, homeboy?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you
of
dig
all
it,
time.
sucker?